Hi, my name is Ellie Smith, and today I must read a short introduction that comes nowhere close to successfully summing up the incredible and unique person that Eleanor truly is. Eleanor was one of my first friends at St. Mary's, and I will forever be grateful that my swamp green hair of freshman year didn't scare her away. She would always grace Dr. Alexander's room with the potent stench of her daily kale salad, but I didn't mind. I love kale salads too, Eleanor. You see, I'm a little bit biased because Eleanor and I do technically have the same name, but she's also a Euphoria enthusiast, so you know the hype must be real. In addition to being a great friend, she's also a great sister. I always see her at the Lincas' house, picking up her brother from a date with the missus. Eleanor Jones is truly one of a kind, as she is funny, smart, hardworking, and decided to take AP Physics. In all seriousness, though, Eleanor is truly a friend to all, and her upbeat and positive attitude is beyond admirable. She is always there to offer a smile or lend a hand, and her unmatched humor will leave anyone grinning. The class of 22 truly wouldn't be the same without her, so I think it's about time we hear what she has to say. Without further ado, I give you the beautiful, smart, and kind Eleanor Louise Jones.
I hate being told what to do. It was Grandparents' Day, and there I was, a resentful 6-year-old kindergartner sitting on a red-taped X in the back of the class. I was irritated, annoyed, and frustrated because, yet again, I was placed on what was deemed the warning before you go to the principal's office seat for talking back. In an effort to show my disapproval of being sent to the big red X, I decided to completely stop talking and stay perfectly still until it was time to go. So, when Miss Creech highly suggested that everyone go to use the restroom before we see our grandparents, I, of course, stood my ground and stayed completely still on my X. Then, when Miss Creech personally asked me again, I, staying strong to my self-made promise, continued to stay completely still and silent. An important fact to note about Grandparents' Day is that before we were able to meet up with our grandparents, I, along with all of my kindergarten classmates, would be singing to honor and thank them for coming. With that being said, the time had finally come to perform, meaning my strike had ended. I got up with the rest of the class and walked to the bleachers set up in the gym to sing. The performance was going great. That was until we reached the third song. It was then I realized I had made a grave mistake of not listening to Miss Creech. Terrified to leave the stage mid-performance, I searched the crowd for her face in an effort to gain approval for leaving to use the restroom. Unfortunately, it was too late. The next thing I know, I had peed my pants on Grandparents' Day in front of the entire audience. Another important thing to note is that Grandparents' Day was a recorded performance, which would later be put on a CD and passed out to the families to remember such a special day. My stubbornness to listen to Miss Creech ultimately left me with a tainted memory of Grandparents' Day and my all-time most embarrassing moment on film. Though one might have thought I learned my lesson to listen to the advice of those who have your best interest in mind, I didn't. For the majority of my middle and high school life, my least favorite phrase was, "learn to live in the present." It simply made no sense. How could I hone in all of my thoughts to the present when I had future obligations to worry about, or past experiences to analyze and dwell over? I didn't understand why it was so crucial to live moment by moment. Thus, I found myself reliving my own experiences and attached to the idea of what's next. But I soon learned I was a victim of time and stuck in a never-ending cycle. I finally understood this when I realized that this would be my year of last. My last year at St. Mary's, potentially the last year I live with my parents, the last year I spend with my entire amazing class of 2022, and the last memories I make before starting a whole new chapter. Though more easily said than done, I finally listened to the quote I used to loathe, "learn to live in the present," and began to spend my time here. When I look back on my life, I want to know that all the experiences I had, good and bad, I actually spent living. I wasted so many hours overanalyzing what I said, how I acted, and how I was perceived in a certain situation, and anxious about those that haven't happened. But the present moment is the only time we can truly be aware and self-aware, allowing one to create the best version of themselves and be the best they can be to other people as well. So, if you take anything from this speech, I implore you to try to make a conscious effort to enjoy your day-to-day life and not focus on what's done or what's to come. I also recommend listening to those who care about you and not being so stubborn to take their advice, even if you hate being told what to do. Because who knows, it may spare you from your most embarrassing moment on tape or help you realize how to make the most out of your life. Thank you.